Grief is a funny thing. No 2 days are the same, and it's really, really individual. You know, nobody experiences grief the same way as somebody else. It's just not possible. Do you know what I mean? And it's funny because one day you can be really, 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 really low, and the next day, you can be kind of quite buoyant, and you're kind of like, okay, I got this. This is kind of cool. But kind of entwined in all that is how you think you should be in regards to the way that people think that you should behave. Does that make sense? Basically, you start doubting yourself whether you're grieving in the right way, or whether you're acting in the right way, whether you're talking in the right way, whether you're speaking about the right things, because you don't want to upset or offend somebody else, and you're kind of mindful of other people's feelings, and you find that you kind of end up kind of facilitating people's needs at the detriment to your own. And it's important because grief it's the unknown. Nobody knows what it's like until you're there. And then when you're there, you're just not prepared for it, because you can anticipate someone dying, but you can't anticipate the way that it's going to make you feel, the impact it has on you, because it gives you because what happens is you start reflecting, and you start to wade through all the shit that you feel is important, but it's not. The important thing was the time that you had with that person, and then trying to get your head around the time that you're not going to have anymore with that person, because because that person passes away, the associations don't. So everywhere you look, go, hear, see, feel, smell, taste even, will remind you of that person that's no longer there. And they're the bits that you can't prevent from happening, because you don't know when it's going to happen. It just randomly kicks you in the ass, and you're just standing there wondering, like, where the fuck did that come from? And it's a situation that talking helps. Talking really, really helps. Not necessarily about the loss, but about how you're feeling in regards to it, and the impact it's having on you and your life. Because, as I said before, it's all changed. The dynamics have changed, relationships have changed. You might forge stronger bonds with some people, you might lose contact with some people. You're kind of conscious of what you say to people and how you react to what people say, because emotionally you're all over the fucking place. It's really, really, really difficult. But you have to give yourself what you need. You have to give yourself what it is that you need to get yourself through this, because you're just navigating your way through something that is an emotional fucking time bomb. And it's just allowing yourself to be open to your feelings and not try to suppress them. As a man, I didn't know how to express myself, so I'd probably express myself in anger or drinking or taking drugs, but I don't do those anymore. And so I'm having to sit with myself, which I enjoy in one respect, but it's just horrendous on another respect, because I don't know how it feels. I don't want to try to compare it to something, because there's nothing to compare it to. So you just have to kind of roll with it, man, and sit with it. It's a strange place to be, because even though I have siblings, I don't feel the way that they feel. And that's not a bad thing. As I said, it's an individual thing. You're allowed to feel the way that you feel. I am relieved that she's no longer in any kind of, discomfort or quality of life. But I'm still painfully, desperately missing her. But I kind of reflect back really fondly now, do you know what I mean? And I know it's only been a week, and I'm only just going with it, you know what I mean? But how I feel right now this second, she makes me smile. She makes me smile, and I like that. I like the way that it makes me feel. But I'm not trying to premeditate, and I'm not trying to, wish it or whatever. I'm just going with it. And so anybody that's experiencing like this, just go with the way that you're feeling, because it's how you feel. When you start to take other people's feelings into consideration, you're taking it away from yourself. And it's important. It's really, really, really important that, grief is just, it's yours to experience. It's an ugly thing. It's a horrible thing. You can't measure pain up against love, but if you feel pain, it means you feel love. And, no one's grief is better or worse than somebody else's. It's a very unique feeling, and just be kind to yourself, because it's really important that you allow yourself to mourn not only the person, but the things that are associated and connected between the two of you as well. Because losing somebody isn't just losing the person physically, it's everything else that's associated to it as well, and the relationship that you have with that person. So go easier on yourself, man. You know what I mean? Give yourself what you need.